different area.
Absolutely.
But I do want to, I'd like to address that since you brought it up.
Okay.
There was a study done that looked at whether or not ethnic names were discriminated against over others. Here's my perception of that. Number one, if you didn't get the job because of your name, that wasn't a job that you wanted to get anyway. If a company would want to discriminate against you based on your name, that's not a job that you needed. I would rather work for a company that took me for my name, whatever it may be, than to have a company try to screen me out based on my name. That's number one. The other thing is, one of the things that I talked about today in the resume workshop, it's only necessary to list your first, last name, and hyphenated name if necessary. Many candidates think you need to put, John J. Jones, Renee Anderson Lewis. It's not necessary to list middle names. First, last name, and hyphenated if necessary. Those are just good tips that just make more sense.
Is there anything that you absolutely shouldn't put on your resume?
There are a couple of things that you absolutely should not put on your resume. I'll just give you a couple of them. One, another big misconception, you should absolutely not put your high school on your resume, especially after you've gone to college. It's assumed that if you've gone to college that you would have finished high school. Many people don't know that. There's no need to put your high school on your resume. If you've had any sort of college work or taking a college class, there's no need unless you're right out of high school. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, as it relates to order on the resumes, once you've been out of school for 2 years, your education should not be the first thing on your resume. Right? So once you've been out of school for 2 years, the education moves down. People who are still in school and or within 2 years of graduating or have just finished, absolutely list your school and list relevant coursework. Right? So if you have a degree in accounting, I like to say list at least 4 classes, Accounting 101. You can put 101 and 102 as the same subject, not Accounting 101 and then the next class, Accounting 102. No, it would be Accounting 101 and then you would list whatever other classes you've taken, economics, something else that relate into your major, which would relate into the job that you're trying to get. You understand what it's exactly. All consistency. Consistency is key. So those are things that are, what else should you not list? You should not list things that, I always tell candidates, don't put a skill on your resume that you're not, as it relates to computer skills, do not list a skill on your resume that you're not prepared to be evaluated on.
Oh, yeah.
What that means is don't list MS Word if you're not proficient in it. If you're not proficient in it, you would list it, but put working knowledge of Microsoft Word or working knowledge of PowerPoint.
So you really shouldn't say that you can type 50, 60 words a minute when you only do like 30.
No. You should list, however, I would say best, if you don't know your exact typing speed, whatever, you would list a range within 10 numbers, 5 to 10 numbers, so 30 to 40 words a minute. That's better. But don't know that you fall somewhere in that line. If you type 23, then we're not going to put 40 to 30 to 40. But when I say what I was saying about being evaluated on it, because a lot of candidates I've found, they would list, Microsoft Access. Great. So I interview you, we hire, then we say, well, before we hire you, we just need to do an evaluation, evaluate your access skills. Problematic if you're not proficient in it. So don't list, one of the things that I say is don't list those skills if you're not proficient in them. Don't list them alone. Alone means I'm proficient. Working knowledge of means I have some knowledge of this particular skill.